Kristen, thank you for that live report. We're also following breaking news regarding a case that we've been covering for years. The state's highest court now reversing a lower court's decision to dismiss the indictments of a Springfield police officer and a local bar owner following an off-duty police brawl outside Nathan Bill's bar 8 years ago. Western Mass News reporter Maria Wilson joining us live in studio with the very latest. Maria.
Chris, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court has reinstated indictments against a Springfield police officer and Nathan Bill's bar co-owner for their alleged role in covering up a brawl outside the Springfield bar back in 2015. The Supreme Judicial Court ruled earlier today that the lower court was wrong to dismiss the indictment. Springfield officer Derek Gentry Mitchell and Nathan Bill's co-owner Joseph Sullivan are accused of misleading investigators following a brawl outside Nathan Bill's bar and restaurant in 2015, involving a number of off-duty police officers accused of fighting and injuring 4 black men. The incident sparked investigations both on the local and federal level and led to the indictment of 13 Springfield officers and 1 former officer. According to court documents obtained by Western Mass News earlier today, the Commonwealth alleges that Gentry Mitchell, who was on duty and responding to the calls about a fight, and Sullivan misled Springfield detectives and FBI agents. Those documents say in part, quote, on these 3 occasions, the Commonwealth alleges Gentry Mitchell falsely stated that he did not hear or see anything to indicate that off-duty officers might have been involved in the assault. These omissions, the Commonwealth alleges, were false and misleading, and they hampered the investigation into the April 2015 assaults. The Commonwealth is also accusing Sullivan of misleading investigators. Sullivan was acquitted of assault charges related to the incident last year. In 2019, both Gentry Mitchell and Sullivan were each indicted on 1 count of perjury and 1 count of misleading investigators. Gentry Mitchell was also indicted on 1 count of making a false police record. This latest ruling reinstates those charges and the case will return to trial. Reporting live in studio, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.